This is Earth, the beautiful planet that we call home. And for some reason, you're supposed to sit in an air-conditioned office eating corporate slop bowls for 45 years. Hey guys, I just want to start this video by saying that if you have a corporate job and you love it, then that's awesome. You know, keep doing that. That's great for you. This video is just about my experience and like a shared sentiment that a lot of us have as Gen Z right now going into the workforce. Yeah, thanks for watching and stick around. One thing I never understood about adulting is why is the ideal, like, ultimate goal in life to get like a cushy office job? You're supposed to go get an office job, right? That's like a real job. A real job. Yeah, that's right. I just did quotation marks of one hand. For our whole lives growing up as kids, we're taught the same thing. You gotta get good grades or else you're gonna be working in construction or being a plumber. And I'm like, motherfucker, tell me why plumbers are making $200K a year and I'm competing with 45-year-olds for an entry-level coding job for like $11 an hour. So not just me, but many other kids in my generation built my entire life plan upon this lie. Me, myself, I was one of the kids who fell into the trap of computer science, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. Boomers just told us, like, oh, just learn to code. I did it again. Quotation marks one. Yeah, boomers told us just learn to code and we'd be rich. So then my naive ass said bet, and yeah, now I'm a fucking DoorDash driver. I have a whole other video going over this, but I also fell into the white collar lifestyle and got bit back pretty hard as well. There's a lot of white collar bullshit I need to make fun of and just go over real quick, so sit back and grab a snack and I'm just gonna like be ranting to you. That's pretty much what's happening. If you even want to get one of these jobs, you have to go through the nightmarish humiliation ritual that is an interview. Job interviews are just like something else, bro. Like essentially you're walking into a building, you go up to the secretary, you're like, yo, what's up? And then she yells at you. And then you gotta sit down for 10 minutes in that one suit that you wear like every 6 months. And then they call you back and you're like, oh yeah, Jerry's ready to speak with you. And you're like, alright, cool. So then you get up, you walk into the back room, and you do the job interview. Then you gotta sit down and go through an interrogation session with some like 55-year-old dude, either named John or Jerry, who goes on ski vacations every year at like Blackcomb Whistler or like Aspen. And he's gonna ask you, why do you want to work for this company? And then your dumbass is gonna be sitting there and you gotta say some shit like, well, your company really aligns with my personal values. I value bringing a great experience to the customer and to shareholders alike. I love your company's vision and I would love to be a part of it. But in reality, it's just because like you studied for this shit in college, like this is the degree I have and now I just need to make money, right? So fundamentally, any job interview is basically a lying contest. You're just seeing who's the best liar. It's a dick measuring contest between the two of you. A pissing contest, if you will. And then once you actually get the job, I remember being in so many different meetings and like somebody would just make like the stupidest joke I've ever heard. And then like everyone's like, ha 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 ha. Like we're all just expected to laugh at that shit. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And I feel like nobody even finds that joke funny, but it's just kind of like some like validation thing. Like everyone has to, you know, just pretend to laugh at that. That's like low-key like cultish shit, you know? Oh my. And then in these weird ass meetings, people will be saying some fuck ass words you've never heard before. And all this like corporate jargon speak. Anyway, let's go over some white collar jargon real quick. I just need to show you guys because this is like the fakest possible dialect in the entire English lexicon. So they'll be saying like, we gotta move the needle on this project or some shit like that. Get your ducks in a row. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. What the fuck? Touch base, like I'll touch base with you later. I've been hearing this one for a long time, and actually, as a kid, I thought this was touch face, and I was like, why are you touching my face? I just thought that's what people were saying, like, when I was a kid. Put it on the back burner. I think, yeah, that's like the same thing as, like, people saying, let's table this. That's another one. Another thing I've heard is just, let's table this for later. I have a whole list of these, right? I'm just reading off. Let's circle back to this later. I guess that kind of makes sense. Downsizing is firing people. Just like, you know, a polite way to say it. Right sizing is firing people with a strategic ring to it. When everyone gets back from break, like for the holidays or some shit, they'll be talking something crazy like, hope you're well rested from your vacation. We need to really pick up the pace after this holiday season. So uncanny, bro. Oh, and by the way, all the shit that's in these meetings, These meetings could have just been emails instead of like just a ring of corporate husks just jerking each other off. And in a lot of these meetings as well, like nothing is actually getting done. It's pretty much just like a lying contest. You know, again, it goes back to the dick measuring contest. Everyone knows everyone there is lying. And I think even now it's worse because like everyone's getting fired nowadays. Everyone's getting laid off. Everyone is trying so hard not to get fired that they'll just like go along with it. I remember being in these meetings myself when I had my corporate job. I would just like say anything that sounded corporate, just vomiting like any sort of corporate jargon, just so it looked like I knew what I was doing and I wouldn't get fired. I ended up getting fired anyway. Like there's really no point to that. But you know, I was fucking trying. I was trying my best just not to get fired. That was like my worst fear. Especially in today's world with the rise of AI, there's a lot of people out there who are just wondering like when is the day that they will be replaced. There's people who will just like wake up every day wondering when that day will come, like when AI is going to take their job. It already happened to me. One of the things my old boss told me was that I didn't talk enough during these meetings. I didn't give enough like updates of what I was doing, even though like it would actually be working. So yeah, I would have to just kind of start like regurgitating this corporate slop at 7 a.m. in the morning with like not an ounce of food or water in my system and off 5 hours of sleep. Because my boss also told me to start sleeping less so I could work more. I don't think anybody actually talks like this except for like, I don't know, stakeholders or like Kava customers. Am I really gonna start ranting about Kava? Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna start ranting about Kava. My friend who just got a corporate job in Boston, she specifically told me that she can no longer eat Kava because her coworkers are bringing that shit in every single day for lunch. I think it's just like kind of like the default like corpo lunch like slop bowl that you get from like, you know, Kava or Chipotle or Sweet Green or Naya or what is it, Crunch. I don't know, any place of 2 syllables where you can get like a $17 corporate slop bowl is that's kind of just what like corporate lunch is. I'm actually extremely grateful that my job was remote when I had a corporate job. I never actually had to just go out and buy all this like corporate slop to keep myself fed during lunch, which is good because then I would just like be getting progressively more and more broke. In general, my rule of thumb is that if the restaurant has 2 syllables or less and the architecture looks like this, then that is out of my tax bracket. I gotta go somewhere else. I'm going to Taco Bell. I'm sorry. I love you, Taco Bell. Thank you so much for keeping me fed at like 2 a.m. for like $6. It is truly incredible in these times. Oh my god, fuck. I can't mention all this shit without going over the fakest social media ever made, LinkedIn. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I don't know how people be posting on LinkedIn so much. LinkedIn is an app that is supposed to help you get a job in theory, but it's kind of like Tinder. Like Tinder's supposed to help you like find love, right? But they make money off of you, of course, not finding love. LinkedIn is the exact same way. LinkedIn makes money off of you not finding a job. The longer you stay on that platform, the more money they're going to make. And LinkedIn, a lot like Tinder, makes you actually pay to see like the top offerings on there. Like the top job postings on there. You got to pay to see them. Like, why are they running LinkedIn like Tinder? I'm not trying to fuck WSP. Why is this shit built like a dating app? And of course, LinkedIn just like breaks people down to the absolute core. You can put out just thousands of job applications to a point where the act of putting out job applications is like another job in itself, and you could still just like get absolutely nothing like for years. And that is like more than a humiliation ritual. That term doesn't even begin to describe this feeling. It used to be so much easier to get a job for our parents and, you know, their generation before. Now we have to go through this. We put in thousands of jobs, just get like 3 interviews. The interviews turn out not to be fake. And also 1 in 5 jobs posted on LinkedIn aren't even real jobs. I can make a whole nother video on LinkedIn itself. But there's just so much to go over. And not to mention my favorite people in the whole world, LinkedIn influencers. Yes, this is a real word. LinkedIn influencers. I guess it's a real word now. I think people just post literally whatever on this app. I would go on LinkedIn and I'll just see people talking crazy, just talking about some like piles of corporate buzzwords. Again, just like, you know, nothing's getting done. I'm talking about revolutionizing the horse semen collection space or some shit like that. And everyone knows nothing is actually getting done here. It's just like another symptom of corporate America. People just spitting out corporate buzzwords and no shit is actually getting done. People are just trying to look like they're doing something. But that's besides the point. LinkedIn is just like ridiculous. People just like actually post whatever on there, and it does piss me off. I think people just like ask ChatGPT to generate shit for them to post on LinkedIn just like they can look like they're doing something. Like, this can't be real. This cannot be real. Life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges at you when you least expect them. Recently, I went through a difficult personal situation that ended in a breakup and a chaotic situation in my workspace. It has been a reminder that even when things hit rock bottom, you have to find a way to reset, clean up the mess, and keep moving forward. Taking some time to recalibrate and focus on what matters next. Onwards and upwards. Okay, I'm just kidding. That wasn't even a real LinkedIn post. That was a LinkedIn speak translator that I found online that I was using. The original text is, my girlfriend shitted on my desk and then broke up with me. But my point still stands. This is the type of shit people post in this app. this is all I see. Elon Musk is under fire for building bedrooms at Twitter HQ for employees. I don't get it. To be honest, I slept under my desk at least 3 nights a week when I worked in banking. No, you didn't, Nia. The first time I got promoted to a manager, I had to work 16 to 18 hours routinely. During my interview today, I poured some water into a cup and it overflowed a little bit. Nervous? Asked the interviewer. I simply replied, no. I just always give 110%. Mic drop moment. Mic drop moment. Ooh. Yeah, so a lot of these are obviously rage bait. Like the fake LinkedIn posts are so similar to the real ones. That is just crazy to me. That like rage bait looks so close to like unironic posting. They're just talking out of their ass every time, and if it is rage bait, it pisses me off every time. It's not rage bait, like they're actually doing it. So it just genuinely pisses me off. There's a tweet going around a while ago. Someone said, job market is so cooked I started following my dreams, and I love that. I think there actually is enormous merit to that. So I've taken that fully to heart, and that's what I've just started doing. So far, it's been going not bad. I've been unemployed for about 5 months now, and yeah, it's honestly not too bad. I started working in a cafe. I started working on my YouTube channel some more. I started doing some acting, did some modeling. So far, I mean, it's not really going that bad. In a world where it is just so rare to get like a traditional like office job, there is no better time to try something new and actually like chase a creative endeavor or any kind of dream that you have. There is no better time to do it than now. We don't need to bow down to corporate overlords and just become like foot slaves to these modern companies. I'm looking at you, companies hiring software engineers for $15 an hour. At the end of the day, I'm still pretty glad I got fired from my corporate job. It opened a lot of new windows for me. So I just started my acting career. I have a small role in an HBO show coming up. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, once again, if there's something crazy you want to do with your life, do it now because there's no better time to get into it. How many dreams do you think have died because people are scared to take that leap of faith to quit their corporate job and follow their passions? As Tyler the Creator once said, sometimes you gotta close the door to open a window.